Alexander the Chill, which is part 2 of what we're doing. This is focused on the rest of Persia and Egypt. Alright, so Alexander at this point is going down his old Macedonian road and conquering pretty much everything. Alright? And he's pretty much just taken out a lot of the Persians so far and shown people that he's a pretty cool dude. Alright. Now Alexander has secured dominance in the Mediterranean Sea, and now Egypt was ripe for the taking. He crossed the Sinai Peninsula and entered at the time what most people saw as the greatest empire of all time. Egyptian was a long, prominent, and respected culture. Egypt was also one of the two bread baskets of the Mediterranean, the other being Italy. Alexander also entered Egypt as a liberator because the Persians had prosecuted and suppressed Egyptian nationalism. In Egypt, Alexander was crowned pharaoh of Egypt, and they proclaimed him son of Ammon, which was, at the time, their most important god, being the god of the sun and air. At this point, Alexander was beginning to think that he may be a god, because wherever he went, he was praised, and all opposition was crushed under his army. Fun factorino, Darius, the king of Persia, had sent 3 peace offerings to Alexander during his campaigns. They went from, oh, okay, you win, I promise not to invade Greece, to, gee, okay, want half my country, and finally, just take my land and leave me alone, please. He refused all of them. So now Alexander is moving towards modern-day Iraq! A King Darius of Persia is spooked because this is where the heartland of Persia begins. Spooked. So King Darius, upon seeing that Alexander planned on attacking the city of Babylon, used scorchers to destroy field and land around the Euphrates River to slow his progress. So Alexander decided to go another way. Alexander moved down the Euphrates River to reach Babylon as his main goal. It is here that he meets Darius on the plain near the city of Gaugamela. Alexander received a message that the Persian army was on the open field, so he took ground on an open field so he could have the high ground. I have the high ground. I'm not doing the impression. Let's just stick with that ground and be able to see the Persian formation while being defensive, because being on a hill makes attacking hard, and using cavalry is impossible on the offensive. On the hill, Alexander had a better position because he can make sure that his men are well rested, fed, and are ready, while the Persians had to wait and always be ready for a Macedonian attack. On the hill, Alexander looked at what the Persians were doing, so he would have a plan for when he attacked. Alexander's general said he should attack during the night, but Alexander said, "Let's wait, Buckarooski," to make the Persians tired. As his men ate and slept well, his men ate and slept well while the Persians were tired and hungry. And the next day, he told his men to charge over the hill into a rad formation at the already prepared Persian army. The Persian cavalry units soon pushed on the right side, attacking incoming Macedonian forces. Well outnumbered, the Macedonian right flank managed to rout a couple of Persian battalions, but high cost of their own casualties. Seeing that he was losing on the right flank, Darius attacked at the center of the Macedonian army with all of his chariots. Although this attack failed when the Macedonians opened their ranks to encircle Persian chariots. Seeing this, Darius charged his remaining cavalry to attack the Macedonian left flank, killing many Greeks in the process. This attack forced the Macedonians to give ground. Some of Alexander's center moved to help the left flank. Most of the Persian center moved to attack the Macedonian center, seeing it as weak. As Alexander and his right flank moved to engage Darius after defeating Darius's flank. Darius's backline marched in to support their leader. Although Darius had a gigantic numerical advantage and was winning, but they were losing near Darius's personal guard. Darius had fled the battlefield after this. Although he wanted to chase down Darius, Alexander took the chance and attacked the Persians' initial army size. Macedonian, right around 47,000 men were deployed. Persian, 50,000 to 100,000 men, made up in comparison, huge Persian force. Deaths, Macedonian, right around 1,000 men. Persian, just around 40,000, so that's a 1 to 40 ratio. After the victory at Gaugamela, Alexander had nearly destroyed the Persian spirit, and their kings will continue the war. The last Persian forces hadn't surrendered and ran away. Were under control of a general called Ariobarzanes. Oh, it's right there. Ariobarzanes. I got it, kind of. Alexander also sent half of his forces south around the enemy force to the Persian capital. Alexander was going through the Zagros Mountains. Hey, we're waddling in. The Persians throw down boulders. Oh no, it's an ambush! Retreat, men! As you can see here, even though Alexander was like a really good general, not all his men were able to get out of that. And that wasn't good. Alright, so here's the Persian gate, pretty much. Bruh, just go around. Okay. That's a shepherd telling him that, which is pretty rad. Guys, I have an idea. So pretty much they come in after that and are like really cool. It is important to know that the Macedonians are veterans and are at the time the most veteran forces in existence. So if they have a fair chance, they can and will destroy any force opposing them. So they come in again, and the Persians are about to ambush them. Macedonians in the valley seem to have fallen in the same trap, but they sprung into formation and were prepared. They also had friends. And then their friends come in. Oh no, says the Persians, getting attacked. And like then Alexander taking out some of the Persians over there, he's like, hey guys, I'm gonna chill over here while you kill them. Alexander regroups with his generals, and they took the Persian armies, empire collapsed before. What's that? Alexander regroups with his generals, and they took the Persian Empire collapse before Alexander mopped up all of the minor Persian resistance. This was not the end of Alexander's conquest, though. We will see that in the next video. We got to talk about this part of his empire and what happens after he dies. Bye-bye now.